morning and welcome to everyone joining us from wherever you are in the world right now. My name is Jason Swain and I'm joined as always by ex-England player and now world referee Dixie Dean. Dixie, we'll get to talking about the action, but let's first start with the players coming onto the field and the national anthems.
Welcome to Birmingham and the 2023 IBSA World Day. It's the women's semi-final. Please welcome Argentina and Sweden.
Argentina and Sweden both coming onto the field for this second semi-final matchup. We'll soon be having the national anthems as these players proudly walk onto this beautiful playing surface at Bournebrook Arena at the University of Birmingham. A little bit overcast. We had bright sunshine this morning. This one still a beautiful arena to play in. The weather has contributed so far today. Let's hope it stays the same as both teams walk towards the centre circle. Sweden walking out in their all yellow kit, and Argentina with the navy blue shirts and black shorts. We'll get back to you after the national anthems.
Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Argentina.
Libertad, libertad, libertad. Hoy el ruido derrotas cadenas, del trono a la noble igualdad. Ya su trono vivísimo abrieron las provincias unidas del sur, y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino, salud. Al gran pueblo argentino, salud. Y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino, salud. Y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino, salud. Sean eternos los laureles que supimos conseguir, que supimos conseguir. Coronados de gloria arriba, juremos con gloria morir. Oh, juremos con gloria morir. Oh, juremos con gloria morir.
Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Sweden.
Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord. Du tysta, du hjärterika sjö. Jag hälsar dig värnaste land och jord. Din sol i himmel, dina ängel gröna. Din sol i himmel, dina ängel gröna.
Let's meet our two teams. Introducing Argentina. Goalkeeper number 1, Melissa
So
Flores.
the national anthems observed impeccably by both players and both fans. And Dixie, we're going to start looking at the two teams. We start up with Argentina. The keeper, Melissa Flores, starts in goal. Agustina Medina Perez, number 4. Number 8 is Gracia Soso Barenecci. Number 10, Johanna Iguila. Number 15, Florencia Masenzana. The head coach is Gonzalo Abbas, the guide Santiago Jugo, and the substitutes Segiva Michaela, Constanza Carrizo, Melody Alvarez, Elena Quinteros, and Gule Mina Corrales. What a team we have, steeped in tradition, Argentina.
Yes, they're a fine team, Argentina. Probably the best footballing team in the women's side of these games, and I was particularly impressed when I've seen them in the group games with the two young ladies up front. They're really good, and they've got really good understanding.
So we move on to the Swedish team, and in goal, starting number 1, Moya Berg, number 6, Sofia Bostrom, number 4, Lisa Lai, number 9, Victoria Karlsson, number 5, Alice Bernstein. Subs, Helena Thew, Anna Nielsen, the head coach is Mark Blake, and the guide, Ellen Ride. All set for this one. So, Dixie, let's start off with a quick recap of the other semi-final for people that weren't tuned in this morning. The winners of this game will face Japan, who narrowly beat India on penalties in the first semi-final this morning, and what a game that was.
Yes, it wasn't the expected game. Well, it certainly wasn't the game I was expecting. I thought Japan would have rolled over India relatively comfortably, but to be fair to India, they put up really strong defensive display in and managed to shut out the free scoring Japanese with, not really too much of a problem, really. It wasn't the keeper making good saves, it was the defence held together, but it went to penalties, and we had sort of drawing blanks. They each taken 4 penalties, and we were still level, and the Japanese girl come up and she struck an absolute beauty into the top corner, and that was enough to seal their victory and on to the final to play against one of these two teams here.
And what an exciting game this one will be. But we've not only the women's competition to look forward to, we have another few games, as you just saw on screen, in the men's competition. But for Argentina in this one, both teams played very well in the group stages, which started on Monday, and the Argentines finishing top of Group A with 2 wins and a draw, and Sweden hanging on and gaining second place, going through on goal difference. Who would you say is the favourites? Not reminding you, Dixie, you probably got that one wrong last game, but putting extra pressure on you. Who would you say is the favourites this game?
Well, I'm going to correct you there because I didn't get it wrong.
No,
I said
didn't.
Japan would win.
No.
I didn't say how. For me here, there's only one winner, and that's going to be Argentina. It's just the way they go about their business and the way they play their football. I've said it earlier part of the week, they play exactly the same as the Argentine men's team, and that is by passing the ball from side to side, creating space, creating openings. When they pass it side to side 2 or 3 times, then they go at pace at the goal when they've created a gap in the defence. So Sweden here, if they want to stay in the game, they're going to have to do exactly what the Indians did and defend for their lives and get to half-time, keep it to 0-0, then just build on that into the second half. But if Argentina get a goal, that's it. I'm going to worry for the Swedish team.
And speaking of goals for Argentina, the combination of number 10, Johanna Aguila, and number 8, Gracia Soso Barenche led the way with 3 goals each. They have been potent for this Argentine team, and like Messi and Maradona in years gone by, they will be up for this one.
Yeah, for sure. Those are the 2 young ladies I was talking about. They play up front, and they seem to have got a telepathic connection between the pair of them. They seem to know where each other are without having to call or anything, and they'll be switching the ball between them on a regular basis. It's a statement of how they play, really, and that which is different from all the other ladies' teams that are here. But I am generally told that this Argentine side has been together for around about 6 years. So they're well versed in blind football, and it does show.
And it's the Argentines that will be kicking from right to left, as I've said, in the navy blue tops and the black shorts, against Sweden in the all yellow. The keeper in the pink jersey, both keepers in the pink jerseys, to distinguish them from the outfield players. We're seconds away from kickoff, and here we go. 15 minutes on the clock, and let's play out this first half as the ball goes down the right side. It goes down to Gracia Barenche. She'll cross the ball and it will go out for a goal kick. And pardon, it's Baron Esche spelt. Ball goes down the left-hand side. Sweden will mount an early attack. It's into the Argentine half, but they pick up possession as well. Baron Esche in the thick of things. Sprays the ball across to Aguila. They're the two that we highlighted earlier on in the broadcast. It goes back to Baron Esche, and they've definitely got a good understanding, Dixie, early on, as Baron Esche gets a chance to possibly shoot. Had a notion, but turns it down. She'll go across the field, and she'll play the ball back into Aguila, who'll reverse it, and what beautiful skill. Already we've seen the abilities it goes across, and those two players that we highlighted earlier have linked up strongly. And no one else has touched the ball, I don't think.
No, it's as much as I thought, really. That's the way they play, and it's easy on the eye, to be fair, and it's very productive because it just creates space and panic in the defence. Obviously, the Swedes will be able to hear the ball swishing from side to side, and they can't get close to it. And there they go again and past it. Great ball into feet.
Bernston had a chance on that opposite side, and she just loses out, and it's back with Aguila as she goes down the side, but it's given away, and it will be a Sweden ball as the goalkeeper for Sweden, Moa Berg, will have a chance to set something up. She'll throw the ball out. It just bounces inside the half. It has to bounce before it crosses the halfway line. It does so, but it rolls all the way through, and the opposing keeper, Melissa Flores, will have a chance to start another counter-attack, and it's against the boards, and once again it's at the feet of the number 8, Baron Esche. She comes inside, just outside the opposing penalty area. She offloads to Aguila, something that we'll probably be saying for the majority of this game. Aguila comes back inside the centre circle. She goes past one defender. She stops and she's going into the penalty area and has a shot, and that one fizzed wide of the upright. So close to the opening goal, Dixie.
Yes, it's a great bit of play by her. She's gone from this left-hand ball right the way across, and a little mazy run, but she's just overpulled the shot a little bit, and it's evaded the far post. But great bit of play, and as we said before the start of the game, it's going to be those two players. They're a different class from anything else here.
Yeah, but the throw-in looks like it's going to go all the way out to the other keeper, and it does. And a wasted opportunity of a good counter-attack by the Argentinians there. It will resume with Moa Berg, who will be able to hopefully do a little bit better for the Swedes as she rolls the ball out. It's well controlled in the opposing half by Berntson, who has been the target player. And off we go again, and it's a familiar recipe. We've seen this movie before. She goes all the way into the box, and unlucky. The strike from Bareneshe was on point, but saved by the goalie. What a run.
Yeah, she took it just a little bit too far that time, and a little bit too close to the keeper. And the keeper's nice and brave, and she's got down and smothered that shot. And, she needs to shoot a little bit quicker than that, really.
Here's Aguila. She'll pick it up on the left-hand side into the final third against these Swedes as she crosses that dotted line, and she fires, and another good shot and a great start by the Argentines.
I must admit, it's going to plan for the Argentinians at the moment.
It is, and will this ball go out? Yes, it will, just, and it's a corner ball for a little bit of breathing room, a chance to stop the bleeding, should I say, for the Swedes.
Yes, they could do with a bit of a breather, and they've got a fortuitous corner, but a corner all the same, and enable them to get up the pitch a little bit and get a break from the defensive duties that they've been employing for the first 4 minutes of this game.
And Bergstrom will once again take over. It comes to nothing as it rebounds off the number 9, Victoria Carlson, and it'll go out for a throw-in by the Argentines. Now, did that ball cross the halfway line before it bounced? I think it did. The referees were right on the spot, and we'll start off with a free kick for the Swedes.
Yeah, it's so annoying, that is. Yeah, there's no need for the keepers to be doing that. We saw it numerous times yesterday in the men's side of the draw.
It just really gives possession back to the other team, and possession's so valuable in this game.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. You just think, oh, God, you can see where the line is, you know. Hey, up.
Well picked up by the number 4, Medina Pez. She'll pass the ball once again to the diminutive playmaker and a wizard. A diminutive playmaker, and a wizard with the ball.
That is such a good run, isn't it?
But Eneshe, she's going to be an absolute handful for this team.
Yeah, she runs at such pace and she keeps the ball really tight to her feet, and yeah, they're going to have to do well to keep her out for the 30 minutes we got in front of us.
So if you were picking a striker by seeing these teams play already, would you go with the number 10 for Japan? Would you go with Sora, or would you go with the number 8 who we've got on display, Baroneshe? Two different types of player. What do you think?
Me, personally?
Yeah.
I would have these two Argentinians all day long.
Yeah.
The two up front for these two, for me, they're just head and shoulders above anything else that I've seen here this week in the female section.
Yeah, and one of them who has the ball, Aguila, comes inside. She has a chance to shoot, elects not to. The chance is still there, and she fires one in, and I think that one hit the woodwork.
Yeah.
It was a good save by Moa Berg as she retains possession.
Yeah, it's a great shot in, and the Swedish keeper's done really, really well, and it's bounced off her and onto the post, and she's claimed it back off the post, so she's done really, really well there. She got down quickly. Great shot and a great run by the Argentines again. And
Sweden have a chance to break. A little bit of breathing room once again as they come into that little dotted line, but the ball will go out for a goalkeeper's kicking. Goalkeeper possession, sorry. But going back to Sweden, they've been one of the more stingier teams in terms of giving away goals in this tournament. But right now, is it how good these Argentines are? It just looks so open for me in this game.
You're spot on, right. It is. They have been mean defensively. The big tall girl who plays for Sweden, I can't see that. She's blonde hair. Well, they've all got blonde hair. Yeah, Victoria Carlson. In previous games, she's been the player that breaks things up, and she's been particularly good. So, and the keeper's half decent as well. So with those two, they've been stingy at the back. As we just look at some replays, and I'm afraid all the replays are going to be the two young girls from Argentina, I expect. That one there, she's just, as you can see, she's just got a little bit too close, made it easy for the keeper. She should have taken a shot about a metre before that, and she would have probably scored. But there's another shot there. Is it, keeper hit the post, keeper again.
I think we've just had the first 5 minutes of this game and the tone has been set. Moa Berg in goals for Sweden has been the busiest player in terms of making saves and keeping their team in it. But it just looks so open, and it's a recipe for disaster. And maybe that's why the timeout was just called, to look at some team tactics and try get a hold of this game. Yeah,
maybe, and also to give the Swedes a bit of a rest. I'll tell you, the Argentine keeper, if I was female and the age of what I am and I'm hobbling around on the stick at the moment, I could play in goal for them, because she doesn't have to touch the ball. They're so good. Defensively, they're really, really strong, and they've got these two young ladies up front who are just brilliant.
Yeah, play resumes with the Sweden goalkeeper throwing the ball out. It is in the Japan half, but it looks like they'll retain possession, and they surely do, with Baroneshe bringing it across. Once again, I sound like a broken record. It goes to Aguila, and she ventures into the penalty area. She has a strike, and it's just a question, I think, now of how long is it going to be before they break the seal on this one.
Yeah, if they keep playing like this, it's just a matter of time. Sweden have got to get in and around these two young ladies up front. If they don't get tight to them and get a hand on them, they are going to get annihilated, yeah.
And good defensive work at the Argentine end by Messenzana, who clears the danger. And she'll pour more agony onto the Sweden team. But it's won back by Carlson. Good defending by the big central defender. And once again, that wizard on the ball, number 8, Baron Esche, casts her spell going forward. She goes right. She goes past the Swedish defence. She has a chance to shoot. She's in on goal. And 1-0. And it was just a matter of time. And Baron Esche went from her own half. Mazy run into the penalty area on the right-hand side. What a finish, Dixie.
What a goal that was, all round. She's picked the ball up in her own half, and she's beaten 2 Swedish players into the penalty area. She's hit it about sort of 3 or 4 metres away from the goal, and she's found the far corner. She's just class, and you know, put your hand up and say, yeah, that's quality. She's a proper player, a real proper player.
There was no stopping her, and Argentina go 1-0 up. And if you're watching Lionel Messi, watch and learn. What a run by the Mazy Baroneschi there.
Yeah, some of the men's team, she wouldn't go amiss in Europe, to be honest.
A corner is given. The question was that ball over? Looked like it was from where we were sat, but we had a much closer view, and I'm sure if there are any refereeing decisions that are not right, Dixie, you'll immediately pick up on it.
Well, I try. There is a referees union, so I'm not going to be too critical on them unless they.
You might not be in it anymore after this tournament,
unless they make a glaring error.
No, I think all things being considered, the referees have been impeccable in this tournament.
They've had a really good tournament. The referees generally, we've had 1 or 2 decisions and.
What a run! This could go all the way again, and what a run! Sorry to interrupt you, but Medina Pez just took that ball from basically her own goal line all the way through, and even the defenders are getting involved now.
Yeah, they're well on top, the Argentine.
Ball is back with the Argentine goalie. Melissa Flores will throw that ball out, this time legally, and it goes to the goal scorer, Baron Esche, and she is absolutely loving her day. It goes to Aguilar on the left side. They're having Aguilar on the left-hand side and Baroneschi on the right-hand side. It goes back to Baroneschi. A little bit of give and go between those two as she ghosts inside the box. She's in on goal again. This time, Moa Berg will spoil the party for Sweden and pick that one up. The ball bounces just inside, but Aguilar's so alert. I don't think I've seen a player as alert as Aguilar. I mean, the goal scorer Baroneschi, great with the ball at her feet, but Aguilar, every time that ball bounces, she's right there, Dixie.
Yeah, she's very quick to react to everything that's going on around her. And as I say, these 2 young girls, they just look for each other all the time. We notice it then, you know, they've switched sides, but it doesn't make any difference. They still look for each other from... Oh, she's just watched another one behind. Honestly, they're unreal.
Yeah, and they've just switched sides. Like, you see some of the Premier League fullbacks doing that at times, and they've just switched sides and nothing lost. As the number 4 for Argentina picks it up in her own third. She has time to turn under very little pressure as she will set off on a run. And what a beautiful ball. These Argentines are playing some absolutely great football. It's going across there. Aguila will pick that one up. She doesn't take long to pounce on it.
Yeah,
she's against the boards again, and she'll look to probably come inside. Size difference, no doubt, between the much stronger Carlson. But my money is on the diminutive Aguila with the skill that she possesses. Here's Baroneschi again as she skips past and fires it back across. Must be an absolute nightmare to defend for this Swedish team. The ball is going from side to side and it's controlled outstandingly as Baroneschi goes in, and another shooting chance.
Yeah, I was talking about them before, and I said they'll switch it from side to side, side to side. Then all of a sudden they go bang.
Yeah.
They go at pace. I think that's what kills teams, is the pace that they can come at you and they just can't keep up with it. We've got a timeout going on now, so we've got a minute.
But looking at the highlights, and we're going to see it's one-way traffic, as there we see the early warning signs as the ball hit the post. A good save from Moa Berg, and she's definitely going to have to have a near perfect game to keep this team in it. And another warning sign from Aguila ghosting into the box, and sooner or later we're going to see the goal that finished in the bottom corner, and here it is. Baronese casting a spell, puts that ball right into the bottom corner. But you just going back, Dixie, to the ball moving from side to side, and in this blind competition, the ball moving all the time is a constant threat against the defence. And then as when they're ready to attack, they do it at speed. Must be a nightmare to defend.
Yeah, you to defend against it, you've got to be really well organised, and you have to concentrate and not get drawn into the fact that the ball's rolling, going across you all the time. And it means what your defence has got to do as a unit, you've got to keep shuffling across, going left, shuffling across to the right, and keeping it like a metronome going with the ball, and just keeping in line with it all the time. And it's a difficult skill to do, and some of these teams, they're not at a level yet to be able to do that. And so hence, they keep the Argentine girls will keep doing that till they create a yard of space. Then it's hit the afterburners and in they go, and they're very decisive about it.
So the score is Argentina 1, Sweden 0. We have just under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. The beautiful sunshine has come out again in this Bournebrook arena. Quite a few fans watching the game, probably some of the men's players turning up for their next game. And we do have a break, Dixie, after this one, and a chance to see the Lionesses take on Spain for England in the World Cup final.
They kick off in 13 minutes.
Sweden will break out. They'll take the ball across the halfway line, and they have a clear lane to the goal, but it's thwarted once again. But it's a corner ball, as the keeper was just unable to pick that ball up. It was outside the small box that she's allowed to play in. Really looks like the only chance that Sweden are going to have is from a set piece, whether they can get a free kick on the edge of the box or can they prosper from a well-worked routine corner. Yeah,
as I say, it was much the same for the Indian girls, wasn't it, really? They were sort of relying on breaks and corners and set pieces. But as I say, if the Swedes can keep it to 1-0 and we go into the break at 1-0, they're still in the game. They just need a little bit of luck early doors second half, and there's another shot fired in across the face of goal.
They also need that girl to stop coming at them relentlessly, and there's no give, there's no compassion really from Aguila and Baronese. They just keep piling on that pain to these Swedes, and a tough time.
Yes, I expect the Swedish coaches, that's a foul. No, perhaps not. The Swedes coach is probably wishing that his counterpart down the other end would take him off and give him a rest. But
not only do they have the finesse, the Argentines, they also have the strength of Lisa Lai, who just won an amazing battle in that corner and shrugged off her opponent. Sorry, not Lisa Lai. Medina Paez, who just won that great battle in the corner. Started another attack, and here's Aguila coming right down the middle. She'll turn and shoot, well stopped by the Sweden team. It'll ricochet, unfortunately, to Baronese on that right-hand side. Sorry, Dixie, you were saying.
There she goes. They can mix it up, Argentina. They got these two young ladies up front who are absolutely brilliant, but the girls at the back are not frightened to put their foot in either. So they've got a nice balance in their side with aggression and a bit of skill. So they can do most things, to be fair, and they work really hard together. You can see the captain there is backing her own third, helping out, and off she goes again.
Yeah, and what a captain she is. She's just single-handedly taking the fight. A little bit of a nutmeg through the Swedish defence, and she's in on goal again, and she shoots. And a doubled shot there, and she's just so alert. Looks like the only player on the field who's playing
And she's back
in
there.
fifth gear. Everyone else looks like they're in second.
Yeah. And she was back there helping her defence. You know, the keeper, Swedish keeper is doing well, really, to be fair. You know, got to give her credit. You know, she's keeping her team in it, and you know, the Swedes need to step up a little bit. They are going to be on the end of a right nasty scoreline here if they're not careful.
Yeah, Lisa Lyoncourt in defence have a lot of work to be done. The communication has to be off the charts in this one against these two playmakers, and one of them has the ball. Aguila going just inside the final third. She's attacking down right centre in the middle of the field, and what skill as she just loses out. But unfortunately, once again, a recipe for disaster as it turns over to Baronesche. She'll cut inside and she'll dive through the almost invisible defence. Will she knock it left here? Is she aware of where Aguila is? She is. And Aguila will take over, and a great shot. And once again, the palms are stung of Moa Berg.
Yeah, it was great play by the two of them again, and another good stop by the Swedish keeper. And yeah, she's going to know that she's been in the game tonight. There's going to be some bumps and bruises on her.
So if you're watching on the screen, or in fact if you're listening as well, we're at the far end of the field in a white tent. We could do with picking this tent up and going to the other end, because it's all one-way traffic and all the action is going towards the Sweden goal right now. And right away, far away from us, all we can see is shot after shot.
We'll be at the right end next half. We get it right 50% of the time.
Yeah. I think you get it right 50% of the time, and I get it wrong the other 50%. So it does balance out, Dixie.
If only I could get it right 50% of the time. Yeah, it's the two young ladies again. It's twisting and turning. Edge of the box.
To shoot.
Oh, it's another good save by the keeper, and it's gone out for a corner. It's just relentless, isn't it? Just pressure after pressure after pressure.
It is, and being a commentator on this sport, there is a lot of things to consider in terms of explaining what is happening, you know, all the different things that are going on within the game. But I feel like these Argentina two forwards are just turning me into a fan right now. I'm loving this game.
Yeah, I did say to you before we started this, you know, how good they were and how different it is from anything else that we've seen.
And there's once again switch possession.
And they just...
And Aguila's gone to the right-hand side, and Baronesche has gone to the left. They'll switch back again.
But, as I say, the Swedes are doing all right. It's we've got less than 2 minutes to go, and 1-0 scoreline. When you consider the pressure that they've been under, their attack after attack after attack, Sweden have done all right. They're still in the game.
The ball will be crossed, and Aguila will pick it up. She'll try dance round the defence. It'll come all the way through once again to Moa Berg, and she'll have the chance to offload. Now this is promising for Sweden. If the number 7 can turn, and she did a good job there. Unlucky for Helena Thelin, who tried to turn her opposition and just get inside the box. Maybe that's a glimmer of hope for the Swedes to get a little chink in the armour, if any, of these Argentines.
Yeah, and here we go again, side to side.
Aguila picks it up on the left, two-footed. She can go back past the defender, both on the left side and the right side. She chooses the left. She's into the box. It will roll through all the way to the keeper. And who will pounce here? The ball just stood still, and time stood still as it was on right at the edge of the goalkeeper's square. She couldn't pick it up. And the first to react once again is Baronesche. She takes a strike, but she's all over this one.
So we've got just over 30 seconds to go. And Sweden are going to make a substitution. You can ask yourself why, haven't you?
Yeah, number 7, who's not been on the field that long, Helena Thelin, is going to take a well-deserved break. As definitely a change in strategy, or is it like for like coming on? Let's see where the substitution is placed. And yes, it's like for like. She'll move into the centre forward position. And we see the first action. The number 8, Anna Nielsen. She's immediately into the thick of the action. She goes up against Baroneschi. Baroneschi takes the ball deep inside her own half. There's a foul by Nielsen, and you'll be pleased to know that the whistle was blown, Dixie.
Yes, there was a foul there, and it's a free kick to the Argentines.
So with 20 seconds left, the Argentines have a chance to have one final onslaught at this Swedish goal. It's been one-way traffic so far. Can the Swedes hold on for the final 20 seconds to go in at a respectable 1-0 down?
Been a boxing match, it would have stopped it.
They would. Baroneschi has been the one throwing the punches as well. She's on the ball right now. She goes inside the box. Advantage played. She'll get inside the penalty area, and for once the contact was poor by her standards, and that's the last chance of the first half. But what a first half it's been, Dixie.
Yeah, and what a marvellous bit of skill there. She got buffeted around, she hit the floor, got back up, and still managed to get, well, it was a poor shot, but she managed to get something on the ball. Yeah, she is quality.
We're just going through the highlights of the first half. We'll give you a quick recap of the tail of the tape. We can't see them on the screen right now, but you know you're going to be seeing those at home,
but I imagine they'll all be up the other end. They won't be down here.
And as you've probably gathered by listening or watching this broadcast, is that it's been all one-way traffic. Argentina have been in the driving seat since the word go.
Yeah,
the seal was broken within the first 6 or 7 minutes by Baroneschi, and it was only a matter of time. And if the good news, like you say, Dixie, is for anything, is that Sweden are only down 1-0, and all it takes is a break of concentration by the Argentines, and then Sweden have levelled this one up.
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen then. Like if Argentina do concede a goal, their confidence might drop, and these ball-playing Argentinians might not be so robust then and so confident in their ability. But at the moment, the two young ladies up front are just, as I say, they're just head and shoulders above anything else this year in the female section, and they're just totally bossing this game.
You're absolutely right, Dixie. And for now, we'll take a short break. It's half-time here at the Bournebrook Stadium in Birmingham. There's 1-0 to the Argentines against Sweden. We look forward to getting back to you after the break.
It's fast, technical and tense. This is your guide to five-a-side football. There are 5 players per team, 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper. The aim of the sport is to score a goal by kicking the ball into your opponent's goal, and at the end of the game, whoever scored the most wins. Players must wear eye shades to ensure that all players have the same level of vision. That is apart from the goalkeepers, who aren't required to wear eye shades and can be fully sighted. Their job is to keep the ball from going in the goal behind them. But how do the players on the field know where the ball, or indeed the goal, is? Well, the ball in blind football is specially designed to make sound whenever it moves. Also, each team has a guide behind the opposition goal to help direct them. Each player is required to shout "Voy" when going for the ball. This ensures every player has the cues they need to help build a picture of what's going on and what to do next in defence or attack. To help this, total silence is required from the crowd until a goal goes in. Voy is Spanish for go, and it was the Spanish who were credited with originally developing blind football in the 1920s. As well as the Paralympics, teams from all corners of the world can compete at World, European, Asian, African and America's Championships, as well as a World Grand Prix.
Blind football can be played by both men and women, with the historic first Women's World Championships coming up in 2023.
So what are you waiting for? Give it a try.
IBSA, International Blind Sports Federation, presents, with the support of the International Paralympic Committee, IBSA Anti-Doping App, the first application of its kind in the Paralympic movement, specifically designed for blind and visually impaired people. Athletes, coaches, medical staff, managers, and the public in general now have a powerful tool to stay focused on the principles of clean sport. Scrolling down the main menu, you can find all the important themes you need to know to play fair and be alert to testing procedures and necessary adaptations for athletes with visual impairments. IBSA gives top priority to anti-doping control, being the only international federation with 3 sports in the Paralympic family: goalball, football, and judo. IBSA anti-doping app has external links, namely to WADA, where our sport agents can always find the most updated information, especially the list of prohibited substances and methods. Glory in sport can only be achieved by the athlete's awareness of their rights and responsibilities. You can find them on the IBSA anti-doping app. IBSA is continuously promoting anti-doping education to all its affiliate athletes and sport agents, not only about the consequences of the use of doping and the risk of using supplements. IBSA believes that education is the major tool to fight doping in sport. Informed athletes can make better decisions. Download the app now at the usual operating system stores.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen history being made today.
Such a great team at these championships.
IBSA. Beyond sight. Feel the sport.
Welcome back, everybody, for a real chance to rest during that half-time break. And we've got the second semi-final of the day. These teams with 15 minutes on the clock are playing for a chance to play Japan in the final. The score right here in Bournebrook is Argentina 1, Sweden 0. And Argentina all over that first half. It was all one-way traffic. In this second half, they will play left or right in the blue shirts and black shorts. Sweden, defending, will play right to left in the all-yellow kit. Poised for a great second half, Dixie.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change much. I think the Argentine has still got the two young girls on up front, and I think we'll see a similar pattern as what we saw in the first half. But the longer it stays with just the one goal, that's going to be a corner. Longer it stays 1-0, the more chances that Sweden will think they've got in this game, and they get a lucky breakaway and bag themselves a goal and perhaps take the Argentinian team to penalties, just the same as the previous game.
So early in this first minute of the second half, the two diminutive playmakers are taking a corner for the Argentines. And standing over the ball is Baroneschi and Aguila as they'll look to plot another counter-attack, and the plot thickens as Aguila comes into that golden area, as you say. She comes back right with plenty of space to play. Beautiful skill. And she's held up by Lisa Lai. Good job defensively by the Swedish defender, who's definitely got her hands full. The ball will be at the feet of Baroneschi, who has a shot and tests the palms of Moerberg, but a tame one, considering for the Swedish goalkeeper there, an easy one, Dixie.
Yeah. By her standards, it was a tame one. I think anyone else would be quite pleased with that shot. But by her standards, it was a tame one. But as I say, the pattern has started exactly the same. They will keep passing it round and draw the defence out, and it's really good to. The way I would sort of categorise it, for people at home, it's like a Man City on steroids. It really, it's pass, and
so there was nothing that implied you were going to say anything of the sort, Dixie. So I love that analogy. But we're back to the action here, and against the post, Aguila once again rattles the woodwork, and
it's a corner.
It did look like it was a corner. Came off the Swedish defence.
Yeah, it was definitely a corner.
But if we can get a replay on that, which we're going to have, what a run from the number 10. And the number 10 of Argentina, so synonymous with ball players, Maradona, Messi. And now, for the women's blind team, it's Johanna Aguila. What a star she is. Oh, it's given a goal kick.
No, you are joking me.
Well, Dixie, I know it wouldn't be long before you got in on those decisions, but yeah, I'm not joking. It is a goal kick, and it goes into the Argentinian half. Defensively, they'll bring the ball out, and not much pressure from this Swedish team, as I don't know if there's any different strategies that could be applied by this team. They just got to deal with what's coming, and what's coming once again is Baroneschi, and a little bit of a clash there. The referee just double checks everyone is okay, and they are, and the ball will go into the Argentine half, but Baroneschi will pick it up, and once again she will weave her magic going into the opposing box. That's probably a bad ball from her at the halfway line, but it looks like she's struggling.
Yeah, she's had a knock in the face, I think.
Yeah, looks like she is struggling. Great control by Aguila as she squats down and takes that one on her thigh, and she dives into the penalty. She's in on goal. She strikes it, and it's 2-0. And what a solo effort coming in on the left-hand side, going into the right of the box. And the Argentinian fans absolutely love that goal. What a goal.
Yeah, that's absolutely tremendous. She's weaved, missed, gone round 2 or 3 Swedish defenders. She's just left them like statues there. And she seems to have great awareness of when to switch the ball to the left and the right. She weaved her way into the edge of the box and unleashed an unstoppable shot. And we got the men's Argentine side in the stands, and the Swedish coach has just been booked.
Yeah, and adding insult to injury. Swedish coach picking up a booking, but
don't know what for.
Just out of shot. You saw Johanna Aguila overcome with emotion, run over to her coach and get a big hug for her contribution. But she must have practiced that. You say this team has been together, this team have been preparing. She must have practiced that around cones, all the dribbling exercises, countless times, and just comes to fruition in a great solo effort.
It's just so natural to them. When they're doing it, they just look so comfortable, and they never look like they're going to lose the ball, lose control of it. They've got a really good close control. They keep the ball in between their feet, tapping it as they go, and they can do it at pace. And the pair of them, they're just different qualities from everything else. Yeah.
So would you now, as a manager, be thinking at 2-0 and firmly in the driving seat with 12 minutes remaining in this game, would you be thinking, maybe I'll give my two superstars a rest, or would you continue to play them? Would an extra goal just kind of stick a fork in the Swedes and say they're done?
I think if I was the coach, I would be thinking about getting them off.
It comes through once again to Aguila. She's on the left-hand side of the Swedish penalty area. She'll come back inside, switch play, and it's a great ball across. Unfortunately, it will go out, but a good run down the right-hand side once again by Baronesi. A timeout called.
For Argentina, it's a timeout for Sweden. I think I would. I'll be wrapping them up in cotton wool and saying, right, you've done your job, and let's keep you nice and fresh and fit for the final, which is. I've lost track of the days now. Is it Monday?
Yeah.
Or Tuesday? I don't know which day it is. Doesn't matter. But I'd be taking them off. I think. I don't know what the coach or if it was the physio. It was definitely one of the Swedish coaching staff got booked, and I'm not sure what he did or he or she did. But it was definitely a yellow card aimed in their direction.
So speaking of the disciplinary record, it is important in these tournaments, only playing 2 or 3 games. We were faced with the conundrum yesterday in the partially sighted tournament that if England would have drawn 1 each in their last game, they would have finished exactly the same points, exactly the same goals, exactly the same goals for as the Spanish team. So who would have got first or second? Then it went down to the disciplinary record. You're not going to believe this, Dixie. That was also the same on points.
Right. So where were they going?
So fortunately, we didn't have to approach that because England won 3-0. Yeah. But if we'd have been faced with that situation, who knows? I mean, when is the last time that would have happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine if it gets that far down the line, it's going to be, and if the result of the two of their fixture against each other is the same as well.
Surely you can't toss a coin to see who goes through into the final. That would be particularly unfair.
You haven't got time for a replay, though, have you? You know, in these tournaments, the structure is so rigid that you can't squeeze an extra game in. So
I think I have an answer. I think it would go on world rankings.
Do you think?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're watching this broadcast, or if you're a referee and you're on the live chat, please intervene and let us know. But I think that's what it would have come down to by speaking to the referees at the tournament yesterday. But back to the action here. We have 11 minutes remaining, and Sweden really have to go from second gear into fifth as they pick the ball up inside their own half. It flies past the head of the tall Victoria Karlsson, who's not been as involved as she was in the first half, but she'll have a chance to maybe pick this ball up. She doesn't retain it. Brought out of defence once again by Medina Paez, who's quietly putting herself together a great game.
Yeah, she's doing a good job at the back there. She's like the pivot at the back. Oh, you're another amazing.
Here's Baronesi. What a run! And if there isn't a blade of grass she's covered today, she went right into the box and had another shot, and her fingerprints are all over this game.
Yeah, she's absolutely superb, isn't she? I could watch her all day. I really could. She's so good, and she's just tripped over the ball there, and who is it on? Who gets back up and wins it again? It's her again. She's absolutely different quality. Enthusiasm for the game as well. She absolutely loves it. You can see she just loves football.
She does, and both her and Aguila have just played in tandem, and they've turned me into an absolute fan. So let me know where the line is for the photos at the end, because these players have been a joy
here we
to
go.
watch.
She's gone into the box. She hasn't got her left foot. We found a weakness. She hasn't got her left foot. Because that had goal written all over it. If she'd have swung the left boot at it, she would have scored, but she went with the right.
Yeah.
And
not that you're being critical, though,
no.
Dixie.
But she has got a weakness.
Yeah. She'll pick this one up going down the right-hand side of the boards, and it's all Baronese, Aguila, and Argentina right now. It's over to Aguila on the left side. It will bounce off the boards, which will give her a chance to locate that ball. It's deep into the Swedish right-hand side corner. Sweden unable to clear their lines, and the ball is across to Baronese. It's against the right-hand side board. It's in the final third. She'll go across, just lose her footing, but it comes across to Aguila. It's picked up nicely by the diminutive number 10. She'll come inside again, possibly go back to Baronese, but she has a shot, and out of the blue, nearly threaded the needle into that top corner. That could have easily gone in, Dixie.
Yeah, she just pulled the trigger. Hardly any backlift, and she was about 8 metres out, and she's pulled the trigger, and it just flew past the post. Been on target, and I'm not sure the keeper would have got there, that's for sure. So here we go again.
And a beautiful ball. I mean, the side-to-side possession of these two Argentines have been absolutely perfect. It's like they're just in sync all of the time. In comes Aguila, and in the first half it was mostly Baronese. It's been Aguila who's really taking it on, and a great shot and an equally good save by Moerberg. What a save, and palm to safety as well, more importantly. Baronese will coast inside again. Gosh, I don't remember the Swedish team being out of their first half.
No.
Sorry, being out of their half.
No,
in this second period.
If they manage to stop one of them, it's the other one that comes on to them. And they could probably cope with one, but the two, it's just relentless. It's time after time after time is coming. And she's coming down again here now. She's perfectly weighted. She really good balance, low centre of gravity, and quite strong in her upper body. Here we go.
Chips it across, and she was anticipating the run.
There we are.
This is how well these two are playing together. Baronese anticipating the run of Aguila, chipped that ball into the penalty area. Aguila just a metre off making contact. Would have been an exquisite goal by these two. It's picked up once again by the impressive Medina Pez.
Look at that. It's an absolute fabulous ball.
Melissa Flores has had the least to do during this second half. I don't think she's barely touched the ball, unless it's been a throw-in from Sweden that's gone the whole way, and she's had to just keep the ball in play. I don't think she's even touched it.
No, I can't remember her touching it. As I say, I could play in golf, and then honestly.
So, Dixie, you're definitely expert on this field of play, and I'm just the lead commentator. However, you've already picked up that I'm not the smartest guy around. But I would say now, preparations start already against how this team looks against Japan.
Yeah, Japan will get around them that much quicker. The two girls up front won't get as much time on the ball as what they've got now. They'll have to work their space, and it will be a true test of how good they really are. If they can get over and still keep passing it against Japan, I will be even more impressed.
Yeah, slight breathing room now for Sweden as they get just across towards the halfway line. However, it'll be picked up by the Argentines, and they'll play the ball softly. And not only can these attackers play well with the ball, the defenders can play it strung through the legs to Baronese. She's in on goal, loses her footing, and the keeper is able to pick that ball up. But good defending on that time, and the Swedes definitely not faltered for their effort.
No, they're giving 100% the goals from Sweden. They're really, really trying, but it must be so hard to play against them. Yeah, they must be punch drunk, honestly. They're taking the right butter in you.
That's diplomatically being put as well, Dixie.
Here she comes again.
This time it's Baroness. She'll switch onto the right foot. He gets a deflection, and preventing the corner is Moa will once again be the most employed player of this Swedish team. That's a wasted throw by her as it goes to Baroness, and that's the worst person that could have the ball for Sweden right now. It goes across, and they're just not going to relent. They're keeping both Baroness and Aguila on this field of play. Another chip ball across. It'll fall to the feet of Aguila. She'll try work her magic again, and she'll perhaps knock that ball, and it's beautiful football. I mean, it's get the ball past the ball. It's Pep Guardiola stuff.
I say, it's Man City on steroids, isn't it? Here she comes.
Oh, and it's a great shot, and what a goal! And Aguila is having her way. As cool as the other side of the pillow, slots that ball right into the bottom corner, and we have game, set and match, and stick a fork in these Swedes. They're done.
Oh, yeah, it was brilliant. It was 8 on the left board, and she's come off that board, and she got into probably 8 metres outside the goal, and it wasn't so much power on that one. It was the accuracy. It just clipped the inside of the post as it went in, because it went through a crowd of players, clipped the inside of the post. Keeper didn't have a chance. 3-0. That's it, I'm afraid, for Sweden. But they'll have a third, fourth place playoff game against India to look forward to. So, no disgrace to lose to this team, I tell you.
No, it's not, and it sets the scene quite well, because both Japan and Argentina are really offensive-minded. They really want to go at their opposition. So you would imagine that it's quite an open game in terms of both teams going for it, which we hope to see. But also in the third and fourth place position, it gives Sweden and India a little bit more confidence to venture out, because they are also defensive-minded, I would say.
Yeah, and ability-wise, they're very similar.
Yeah,
I would say, suggest that player for player, there wouldn't be a lot difference between the Indians and Sweden. It's just the young girls have gone off now. The 2 girls up front, they've gone, I think. It looks like, to me, there was 2 substitutions done then. Yeah, I don't think he's wrapping them up. Come all they've done enough. Yeah, so this game's done for now, really. I can't see Sweden are not going to come back into it, and the Argentinian coach has decided, I don't need any more goals.
And elsewhere in the world of football, with 23 minutes gone in the Women's World Cup final, Spain and England is 0-0. So possibly a little bit of a chess match happening right now in that one, and we'll keep you up to date as much as we can within possibly the next 4 minutes of this game. But right here in Bournemouth Stadium in Birmingham, it's Argentina 3, Sweden 0 in this women's blind semi-final. A chance to play Japan beckons, and it looks like already Argentina are shooing for that place in the final.
Right, and it's a free kick to the Argentines. There's a bit of a shirt pull there, so referee's on the spot and giving a free kick, and it's a free kick from inside the centre circle, middle of goal.
Goalkeeper Moa Berg lining up her wall. It's a 2-person wall with another 2 people behind, and just to spoil the party, they've got a timeout. She'll have to go through that all again.
Yeah, and the Argentines have called a timeout. It's quite warm here, so he's probably called timeout to get some drinks down the players.
So if you're looking at other sports, timeouts are called regularly in other games, particularly the sport of basketball. And, they've probably had a look at what the defenders are doing right here, and they'll have a chance to really put something together in terms of strategy. So coming out, you've got a 2-person wall, the 2-person behind Dixie, and the Argentines now will go to a timeout with already having seen the coaching staff what is on the floor in front of them. So a chance to really, especially with the passing level of these Argentines, threaten the goal once again for Sweden.
Yeah, they've seen what they're going to do, but I got to be honest, they've probably shut their eyes to it now because, as I say, this game's won, and and they've taken their 2 best players off the pitch. And to be fair, Argentina, I watched them earlier in the week, and they took them off then, and without those 2 up front, they're pretty ordinary. The rest of them, the other players in the team are there's no one anywhere near the level of the 2 strikers that have just departed. So,
but we say that week in, week out. We could say, looking at Liverpool in the Premier League, you could say, well, without Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, they're pretty ordinary. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
All right, but these guys, in a 5-a-side competition, demand so much possession, Dixie.
Yeah, but it's a bigger percentage, isn't it, to start with? You've got 2 out of 5. And, and they're, Sadio Mane and Salah are good players, and they are better than most others, but not to the degree that those 2 young ladies are. They're just head and shoulders above everything else.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. We've just seen, as we've been talking, Agustina Medina Pez with a well-worked free kick once again sting the palms of the Swedish goalkeeper. Not only have those 2 players contributed, I would say Medina Pez has been influential in not only the midfield but also controlling anything that's gone through against the Argentines defensively.
Yeah, she's given them a good platform to build off, really, because they feel secure in... It's not a foul as well. They feel secure in going forward because they know they've got that player behind them who's going to, if anything does break down, that she'll mop it up. And she's done that with, really well. The shot.
So the ball will be invaded into our tent there and just slightly off target by the impressive Johanna Aguila. It's the first one she's put wrong, but it will fly in towards our tent, but we'll be fine and play will resume. Sweden going deep into Argentine territory. The ball will be on the goal line and it goes out for a goal kick. And Argentina will regain possession. It's thrown out to the impressive Medina Paez. She'll pick it up against the boards, drag the ball back and go into the middle of the field, into the centre circle. What a beautiful ball she's played across. And it's gone across. And there's Aguila once again taking the shot. Oh, it's not. They've made the substitution at last.
Yeah,
they've taken off the two superstars, and we're now watching Elena Quinteros and Guillermina Corrales.
Yeah, she does look similar to her. She's a similar build and similar hairstyle, but
similar skill as well.
Yeah, she's a good player, but not up to the level of the 2 that's left. But
Quinteros has the ball against the barriers on the left side. She loses out to the bigger Carlson, who's quietly had a good game too. Not involved as much in this second half because it's all been one-way traffic. But Sweden keeping playing hard, and their coaching staff will be more than happy with how far they've come in this competition, Dixie.
Oh yeah, for definite. They've done really, really well to get to this stage of the competition. So much is the same as what we said about India. They've done really well to get here, and they've got nothing to be ashamed of at all.
Quinteros seeking the ball out there, just loses out, but she'll have a second bite at the cherry, and she does indeed pick this one up. It's back with the Swedish player, number 5, Alice Berntsen. Sweden have a chance to attack and could have had a shot on goal. Shot across the face of the goal, comes to nothing, and once again picked up by Medina Paez.
In the last 50 seconds.
And I'm very, very impressed by the Argentinian number 4 of the skill set she has. She not only dribbles the ball out and defends well, she's able to set up constant attacks and always seems to pick the correct option in passing either left or right.
Sounds like it's pretty even in Australia. We've hit the bar and Herbs has made a few good saves.
Referee's just stopping play. It'll be an Argentine free kick. There'll be 21 seconds remaining in this game. And just a big well done to this Swedish team who have stuck to their guns, a bit like India. Didn't go as far as probably the Indian team did. But the Swedish team, nevertheless, been great. There's a little cameo role for the number 3 coming in a great moment for Melody Alvarez to take to the field with 20 seconds left.
Yeah, just gets a few seconds on the pitch and get used to it.
She gets her name in the record books. It will go down as she played in the semi-final, and you know nothing is better than playing for your country.
Yep.
Argentina will have one last chance to come forward. It's with Quinteres. And Quinta Ross. Sorry, just misses, and that will be all she wrote with 6 seconds to go. Dixie, it's been a really good route to the finals for both of these teams, but it will be Argentina who face off against Japan, and a really, really convincing victory against the Swedes. And first of all, let's talk about how well the Swedes have done in this competition, Dixie.
Yeah, they've done really well to get you, and they haven't let themselves down in the final. They kept plugging away, and they kept trying to do the right things. And so, as I said, they go into the third, fourth place playoff. They could end up third in the world. So it's been a great 10 days for them to get to this level, and the coach must be very pleased and proud of his team, and they've certainly they haven't let him down, that's for sure, and they've all stuck in it together, and they'll go on and play in the third, fourth place playoff game. And
so as you see the highlights, both of these teams will play tomorrow. Sweden will play India for third place, but the big one will be Japan against the Argentines. And just talk us through how impressive you've thought this Argentina team has been, Dixie.
I saw them. I think the first time I saw them was the Sunday or Monday. I rocked in so many games, and I was blown away with them that day. And I thought, oh, that is the team that's going to get through to the final. You could just tell after 5 minutes they got quality written all over them. They're strong at the back. They can mix it up if they need to. The two ladies up front are just a different class to anything else that's around. And their stature, we're looking at them now and they're all hugging the Swedish players. Now I know Swedes are particularly tall, but the two Argentine girls who play up front, honestly, it looks like the land of the giants, compared to them. But as I say, they're so strong and they're so knowledgeable, and they definitely got something between them that is special. The two girls, they seem to know where each other are all the time, and that takes some doing.
They do, Dixie, and you've relayed the finer points there and how well they've played, but you also referred to the size, and someone once told me it's never the size of the fight in the dog. It's never the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and those two have been tenacious as they come. Every loose ball was theirs. Not only did they attack well, they really regained possession well for the team, and it just seemed like Sweden just couldn't get out of their own half.
No, they couldn't. And as I say, if they got Sweden got past the front two, the two girls at the back for Argentina are really, really strong. So, we didn't see a save by the Argentine keeper at all, as far as I can remember.
No, we didn't. I remember you saying you could have played in goal. it was that easy. But anyway, we'll move on. We look forward to tomorrow's women's game. We do have some men's games coming up later today, so please stay tuned on the YouTube channel. But for now, from me and the impressive Dixie Dean, we'll look forward to moving forward for the rest of the day. And congratulations, Japan. Congratulations, Argentina, for making that final tomorrow. Thank you for being with us. We look forward to being with you for these next few.